Good evening, all. Welcome to the conversation. Today, another day of battling these voices that are not mine and did not originate from me, right? And helping others, whoever is going through this process, to do the same, right? Like I was saying, and I will reiterate, chant the Gayatri mantra to help assist with focusing and getting out your mindset out and repeating these people fuckery fuck shit, right? Good. um so this is not a joke, this is serious, right? This is not comedy, this is not entertainment. I am not entertainment, this is not entertainment, and this is not a joke, and this is not funny, right? Good. So we continue on the topic of questioning animal ritual sacrifice within religion. Questioning animal ritual sacrifice within religion, right? Within your religion, within my religion, within our religions, right? So I have been doing research on this topic for some time, like long time now. Not deep research or anything. Like general, you Google something, you read it, you question it, you think about it, right? You consider it. You say, oh, alright, that's cool. Hey, alright, there's a community like that. So I've been searching actually for a vegetarian Islam community. Like I say, this is not for everybody, right? It's for who want it, right? Who want to come out of their way of life within religion, within their religion, but still maintain the basic fundamental tenets, right? For whoever wants to come out of their religion but maintain the fundamental tenets of righteousness that their religion itself espouses, right? That is really, I was led to believe that's part of my purpose here on earth, right? Helping one or two people who want to come out of the crappery from their religion to uphold righteousness with the fundamental basic tenets that is inherent within that said religion, right? Good. So one of the things that I've come across when I did research on this, because in the way of life I was brought up with, in non-violence is a fundamental principle. So by and large, it's like, okay, that's accepted. I'm vegetarian, alright, cool, right? I was doing some research years now on this Islam and vegetarianism, right? Islam and vegetarianism, and I came across some interesting stuff and questions that I've had since then, right? And then I guess all of that would have led up to me, right? Well, it felt and still feel as though being forced into that way of life, right? But in hindsight, whatever it is, right? I just come to accept whatever it is, right? So anyhow, I'm almost finished reading the book, the Quran, right? I'm almost finished reading that scripture, and it's just interesting to point out some of this stuff in there. But anyhow, I will go and read certain, like do videos on this later on, right? But these are just like addressing some of the fundamental concerns, questions, and all these things, right? So one of the things, what I came across when researching this thing is people asking the question, is it permissible to be vegetarian in this religion, right? So you're talking about Islam, right? And is it permissible? So that's a question that comes up a lot, because as you all know, the animal ritual sacrifice, which is Eid al-Adha, right? Which is Eid al-Adha, the animal ritual sacrifice, which is Eid al-Adha, that exists, right? And the question that arises because of this ritual is it permissible? Does God permit me, does Allah permit me to be vegetarian in this religion, right? Does Allah permit me to be vegetarian in this religion, right? So that's a question now we're dealing with, and my question is really, why is this a question, right? That is basically my question. Why is this a question? So there's a conversation I'm saying. It's not a condemnation, it's not an argument, it's nothing like that, right? It's just asking, why is this a question, right? In this way of life. Why is it a question is it permissible to be vegetarian in my religion? Because by and large, vegetarianism reflects a principle, right? Vegetarianism reflects a principle, right? It's a principle that it reflects, and it is a reflection or a mirror of the principle of non-violence, right? So the question of whether Allah, God, whatever you want to name God as, question of whether God, Allah, permits vegetarianism within your way of life is an inconsequential question, right? I'm just saying, right, is by and large an inconsequential question, because that choice represents a choice for you personally to lead a less violent life, right? It reflects a decision on your behalf to lead a less violent life. So that question, it doesn't really hold weight in my eyes, because you are choosing to follow something based on a principle and not just merely religion, or just not merely tradition, right? So that's the conversation regarding that, right? Whether it is permissible to be vegetarian within your religion, right? Yes, it is obviously permissible, because it reflects a choice, a personal choice on your behalf to engage in less violent practices, and that's always fine with God. That is always fine with Allah. That is always on the good side of things, right? Choosing to live a less violent life or refrain from violence is always will be on the better side of life itself, right? So that's the answer to that question, right? In that situation, right? Because even in the book has references, so it has contradictory references, but I guess when we go through that, and there are a lot of things in the book that I don't understand as well, and I have questions about as well, but I don't know, whoever is made to be led astray, I suppose, will be led astray without guidance, even if that's me, right? So that's okay. We will go ahead and have these discussions, and I will look at my 1 or 2 videos. Whoever look at this video and make their personal decisions on their own, right? So we are trying to develop a mindset where we can think and reason out things on our own, right? And not have to just follow everybody or everything as the norm, right? As the norm, right? So that's the whole idea about this series of conversations that I am having here, which is informal conversations. It's not any big deal, it's not any grandiose thing, it's not any leading the one with religion, it's nothing like that, right? It's just conversation based, and helping 1 or 2 people, whoever choose to, come out of certain ways of life that they themselves may perceive as problematic or as a little bit too violent within religion itself, right? So that's the conversation for today, and we will pick up this conversation again in another whoever the topic is next, right? So take care, everybody. Bye.